Today on Low Carb with Jennifer, I'm going to show you how to make this Keto Eggplant Parmesan. Hey guys, welcome back to Low Carb with Jennifer. Bump, 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 bump. Let's make some Keto Eggplant Parmesan. I cracked myself up. Okay, so selecting your eggplant, it's very important. You want to pick an eggplant that is kind of, not too firm, or else it's just gonna be harder, take longer to cook. You want one kind of more narrow, not so fat, like I've seen eggplants like this big. You don't want it to be that fat. So, okay, these are good eggplants. We're gonna cut the little stem end off. Actually, that's not the stem end. This is just the butt end. And then we're gonna cut them in 1/2 inch or a little bit smaller than 1/2 inch slices. That's just so they get really good and tender. You don't want firm eggplant. You want tender eggplant after you cook these. We're gonna cook these. This is a process. I'm just gonna tell you right now, cooking with eggplant is a process. But first we gotta cut it. So we're talking, nice thin slices. You don't want them to be really thick. And since we want 6 3 eggplant slice stacks of eggplant. So since we have two eggplant, but we didn't need all of it to make our stacks, I can be kind of choosy in what I didn't want to use these smaller, closer to the stem, because it's not as big, and we can get nice big slices of eggplant. And you can use that eggplant for another recipe. So we've got our slices here. So now what we need to do is we need to get the bitterness out of the eggplant. They are notoriously bitter. So we're gonna lay them out on this sheet tray on top of a double layer of paper towels. And we're gonna salt both sides. What this is gonna do is it's gonna draw moisture and bitterness out of the eggplant. People have been doing this for years. This is nothing revolutionary. People have been doing this with eggplant for years. So I'm gonna flip them and do it to the other side so both sides can not be bitter, just to get as much of that bitterness out. Okay, we're gonna let these sit for 15 to 20 minutes to let that moisture come out, and then we're gonna pat them the tops dry with paper towels. Okay, we patted all of the eggplant dry. We let it sit for 15 minutes and patted it dry. And now we are going to do the next step, which is we're gonna give them some flavor. So most of the time, eggplant Parmesan is coated in like a breadcrumb mixture and then pan fried for crispiness. I'm not gonna skip that step, but I'm not gonna do like a traditional breading. I want this to be light, and of course, the breading is not keto. You could make a keto breading with Parmesan cheese, but man, that step just takes so much time. I would rather just pan sear these just for some color and some flavor. And then we'll just put some Parmesan cheese in the casserole. Makes it so much easier and less calories, because calories count, and it's still gonna be delicious. So I've got my skillet on about medium-high heat, and I'm going to brown these on both sides. This is gonna help them cook faster when we put it in the casserole dish, and it's gonna give them some color and some flavor. I'm also gonna spray these with a little bit of avocado oil cooking spray just to help the browning process. Okay, these are looking really good, nice and tender. It's okay if they break a little bit. You don't want, the worst thing you can have is some tough eggplant in your eggplant parmesan. Okay, we got our eggplant all cooked, all browned in the skillet. So now we're gonna start assembling our casserole, our eggplant parmesan casserole. I'm gonna start with just a thin layer of marinara sauce. This is Rao's marinara. Just spread a thin layer in the bottom of your casserole dish. And then we're gonna put a layer of eggplant. Another layer of marinara. And then we're gonna sprinkle on some Parmesan. Now another layer of eggplant. Then more marinara. And more Parmesan. Then our final layer of eggplant. More marinara. And now we're gonna do the rest of the Parmesan. So all total, we used about a cup of Parmesan. We're gonna use a cup of mozzarella, and we used approximately 2 cups of the marinara. Marinara. So this is still a very super cheesy, and you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to do the Italian seasoning. So between each layer, we want to do some Italian seasoning. I'll just sprinkle some on top. And that looks so pretty. So now this is ready for the oven. We're gonna bake this in a 400-degree oven for about 20 to 30 minutes. It shouldn't take too long since we already cooked that eggplant. So actually this did come together relatively quickly for eggplant. Okay, look at this eggplant Parmesan. It looks so good. Yum. Okay, let's cut into this and see. Oh, it's so tender. This would be a perfect side dish, like, you know, okay, it's vegetarian, but I need something else. This is not enough. I need a protein. So this would be a good side dish. I mean, if you're vegetarian, then you could eat a couple of these. But for keto, this is gonna be a little more in the carbs department. So pair it with some, you know, a nice piece of chicken or some steak. It'd be really, really good. Man, oh my gosh. That is so good. It's not tough at all. The skin is so tender. It's got so much flavor. That is good. I will definitely be making this over and over again. It's so good. But you might want something a little more, what can I say? Like, you know, chicken Parmesan. So if you're on Facebook, you can go to my website, jenniferbands.com, and you can search for chicken Parmesan. And that one we do bread in the Parmesan, and it is so good. It tastes, I mean, pretty similar to this, except it's chicken instead of eggplant. Really, really good. If you're on YouTube, you can just click this box right here, and it will take you right to the recipe where you can go watch and see how to make it. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys next time. Bye.